Dish.
Experience diverse cuisine types, unique atmospheres, and must-try dishes. Check it out on KBRFradio.com and the Fergus Now app.
New episodes air every first Friday of the month. Where to Eat, powered by Dandelion and Burdock, and Service Food of Fergus Falls.
It's Morning Talk on News Talk 1250 KBRF, brought to you by Pioneer Care and Fergus Falls Monument Company. Now, here's Mary Dolan and Dave Bishop.
Good Monday morning. It is, 10 after 9, and Mary, earlier today we had the just sad news.
To look to the skies and report back to you that there is a shadow here on my ground. 6 more weeks of winter abound.
Okay, so like we don't expect that. And here's the deal. We live in Minnesota, folks, and it's the first couple of days of February. I could tell you every stinking year we're going to have 6 more weeks of winter.
But it's going to be sneaky because we're going to hit 38 on Thursday.
Okay, all right. Although, I will say, I played a round of golf on March 4th one year.
Okay.
Now, given the fact that all of the water hazards were still frozen, which is such a treat for me, because if you hit a water hazard, it just skipped down the ice and ended up back on the fairway someplace. So that was okay. But that was the earliest round of golf ever played, March 4th, and it was nice out. It was very nice. Nice
Excellent.
Enough to play golf. So that said, 6 weeks, we could be potentially playing golf. I doubt that.
Maybe, but I doubt it too.
I doubt it too. All right. I never have even a hope that Punxsutawney Phil will not see his shadow.
He sees it all the time.
He does. And I was watching a weather report this morning that said even in some of the places where he was reported to have seen his shadow, they said not even possible due to the cloud cover. And look at us here.
Yeah.
So anyway, sorry about that. 6 more weeks of winter, everybody.
6 more weeks winter. But it is a monumental day also. It's my dad's 81st birthday.
Happy 81st.
Yes.
Oh, we hope you have a great day. Are you doing fun things and family
We'll do a little family dinner tonight.
Good.
So it'll be fun and exciting, getting exchanging presents and stuff for him. Not exchanging, but giving him presents. So
yeah.
Yep.
For sure. Well, that's great news. So happy birthday. So your mom and dad have birthdays pretty close to each other, a month apart?
A month apart. Mom's on the 3rd, dad's on the 2nd. And then obviously we had the big transition over the weekend from mom's birthday month to dad's birthday month.
Oh, of course. Does he spend the whole month too? Not like your
yes.
mom.
He spends the entire month, but he always complains that he only gets 28 days.
Oh, true. Yeah. That's the bummer of being born in February,
Yes.
right? Okay. Well, anyway, we hope they have another great birthday month coming their way.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I noticed it looked like as I drove by their house today, all plowed out, and I bet you were over there blowing snow over the weekend.
I was. We got one of our neighbors, Red. He does their front, so I don't have to worry.
Nice.
I don't have to worry about that. But I snow blow their back.
Sure.
So.
Okay. Well, nice little snow on Saturday night.
Yeah.
I don't know how many inches that was.
4 inches.
Okay. It was enough that a shovel wouldn't tackle it, so I did have to take out the snow blower on Sunday morning.
I got out and I snow blowed my entire block like I usually do.
Yeah, well, it was beautiful. It was 25
gorgeous.
degrees
Yeah.
when I was actually sweaty when I came in.
I was sweating both when I
Yeah.
did our place and mom and dad's.
Yes. Well, anyway, it was not such a bad day to be out there with a snowblower. In fact, I almost enjoy it. I know that sounds crazy, but I do.
I somehow managed to strain my oblique.
Oh, dear.
On my
that's
side.
no good.
I don't know how I managed to do it, but
Yeah.
somehow.
Well, anyway, hopefully that turns around. And I was fortunate, too. I went out early on Sunday morning just because I thought, well, I'm up. I might as well get it done. And I had to be in church by 8:30, so I thought, well, I got to get it done in time to get in the shower and get ready for church and that sort of thing. So I was out there pretty early, 7-ish maybe. and the plow had already gone by.
Nice.
Yeah, so I got to do everything all at once. It was great.
I saw a genius invention. I don't know where they have this, but we need it in Fergus, but obviously I've got a feeling budgets would not allow it.
Okay.
Where when it gets to a driveway, another scoop comes down and like continues plowing it so it doesn't end up as a ridge on your driveway.
Oh, that would be fabulous.
I'll show you during the break.
Okay. Well, for now, we just rely on neighbors helping neighbors with the plow ridge. We've got some neighbors who are really good about helping with that. Although I didn't see him, so I'm wondering if maybe they may be on vacation. But I did see that somebody plowed his driveway, so I'm off the hook there. Anyway, and you know, with regard to plowing, I had a thought, and I think this all the time when I know that the plows have gone by and they're out there working hard to make sure that our streets are clear. And then I see these side streets, and not even always side streets, and people who park on the street. And I realize a lot of you, if you have to park on the street, you have to park on the street. There's no getting around that. However, you need to be a little bit responsible in terms of moving
You got to move every 24 hours.
And I don't see that happening. And I feel bad for the plow drivers, and it makes a mess in our city streets.
We actually, because we have enough room in the back. If we had all like SUVs, we could all park back there. But Jen has a four or a I don't know what she's got. She's got something.
Front-wheel drive, probably.
But yeah, it's not exactly a 4x4.
Okay.
And so she has difficulty getting out of the back, and so we kind of park her kind of in the front, but it keeps us off the street. And,
right.
You know, we do I mean, it looks stupid, but we're off the street.
Keeps you off the street. And I realize, I mean, there's something, you know, for a lot of people, there's nothing they can do except park on the street. We get that. Not taking anything away from any of you who have to park on the street. But you do have to move it.
Every 24 hours.
Yeah, because that plow is going to come through again and try to get the mess around your vehicles. And then, you know, I mean, who wants to walk through all that snow every time you get in and out of your car?
Plus, you might have to, I've seen people over the weekend having to dig out.
Yes. Yeah. So anyway, just, I guess, be mindful of that and, you know, sidewalks and that sort of thing. I know sometimes when I go walking, there are some people that don't even touch their sidewalk. And actually, you're required by the city to do that. So just a heads up there too, because it's no fun when you're out walking and then you know, because when you're out walking for exercise in the winter, you don't, I mean, you wear shoes, you don't wear big fat boots, you know, and so then you come to a place that isn't shoveled and then you've got snow in your shoes. It's no fun.
And I do want to point out to walkers, if you're walking in the street, don't wear all black. I encountered that the other day.
Okay, that happens a lot, although I will say that there's a group of morning runners that I encounter every day when I'm taking off a little before 6, and they are well lit. They've got those vests that have lights in the front and lights in the back, and they're so easy to see. But then I've also encountered people wearing all black, out for walks, and they're walking in the street when it's dark.
Yeah.
And I tell you, you are asking for it.
I had one on my way home the other day, just, hey, it's crosswalk, I got the right of way, and just shot out in front of me. And it's like, okay, first off, there's no streetlights around here. I can barely see you.
Right. I want to actually pull over and ask those people not to do that. I mean, because just think, not only would it change their life, but how about you? And it's really not the driver's fault when you can't see them.
Yeah.
And so it really is important. I know our neighbor they're the best dog walkers in town, I swear. But they even have a flashing vest for the dog, which I think is a great idea.
Oh, yeah.
So anyway, just a heads up. That's a great reminder. If you're out walking and it's even close to dusk, or even sunrise, depending on when you walk, make sure that you have some kind of light. And you know what? You can buy those lighted belts and those lighted, like, vesty kind of things. They're like $21. So they're not super expensive. They're USB charging, super easy, and they've got a big headlight out front, which is really nice for you when you're out walking or running.
Yeah.
So anyway, Just a heads up, that's a great investment. In fact, I had one, and I kept losing it between my house and the cabin when we were like moving back and forth. So I just ordered a second one, and now I have one in both places. So, I mean, they're super affordable, and they could save your life.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Well, there was a headline over the weekend that a lot of Vikings fans are cheering about, and that is that the Vikings GM was fired.
Yes. I was talking to Craig about that this morning, and I'm like, how much you want to bet? It's because Sam Darnold made it to the Super Bowl. They said, we don't need Darnold. We don't need him. We've got JJ. JJ's going to be awesome.
Yeah, sorry. JJ was not awesome.
And apparently Kevin O'Connell was saying, maybe he's not ready. JJ's not ready to go this year. And the GM's like, no, he's good. He's good.
Yeah. Well, evidently, from everything that I've read, and actually from an Vikings insider, said that the two of them did not see eye to eye at all. And there was tension all the time in the Vikings court. So anyway, probably a good idea. And I don't know, the Vikings fans that I know were doing cartwheels to hear of his firing. Never liked the guy. And you can't have the GM and the coach, duking it out. It just doesn't work like that. All right, Iran's supreme leader warned that any U.S. military strike on Iran would trigger a regional war, is what he called it, a war in the Middle East. His remarks came after President Trump threatened military action over Iran's crackdown on nationwide protests. And their supreme leader said that U.S. seeks Iran's oil and minerals. Trump responded, of course he is going to say that. So anyway, we'll see how that goes. But there are some United States military ships that are very, very close. And so they're preparing for whatever would happen going forward. Let's see what else we have for you. So Don Lemon gets arrested.
Yep.
I didn't realize he was in on that church deal.
Oh, yeah.
He was one of the ones that, disrupted that church service in Minneapolis. And anyway, he said that he and Georgia Fort say that they will continue reporting even after their arrests at an anti-ICE protest in Minnesota. Lemon, who was a former CNN anchor, fired there, right?
Yep, he got canned.
Yep, and Fort, a Minnesota reporter, were released from federal custody Friday following criticism from human rights and press groups. Hopefully that's not why they were released, but federal grand jury indicted both on charges tied to an interrupted church service. So no word on what will happen to them.
He wasn't reporting on that. He was basically helped plan it.
Yes.
And there's video of it.
Right. So a federal grand jury has indicted both on charges. So hopefully they see that through so that this doesn't continue to happen. Let's see. More than 300 protests against ICE took place across the United States on Saturday. The demonstrations followed the January deaths, of course, of those two anti-ICE activists in Minneapolis and opposed the Trump administration's deportation policies. I will never understand why people in this country don't want to see these awful criminals off the streets and back to their own countries. And here's another thing that I don't understand. And so correct me if I'm just being not so smart. But I've seen a number of posts on Facebook, and these are people who have black children, or I guess black children. I don't know how else to put. They're biracial children. But anyway, just holding signs and talking about racism and anti-ICE and stand up for our rights. And I'm like, well, wait a second. All your children are Americans. They were born here in this country. And so I don't understand what your dog is in this fight.
Well, they're always going to say, no matter what, they're going to say it's racist. I mean, you could go to McDonald's and they'll call it racist.
But taking criminals out of this country to go back to a country where they belong, and they're illegals here. That's very different than being racist against someone's biracial children. I don't get it.
I don't get it either.
And so these are the people who are warning, hey, I saw an ice truck today. They're out there. And going as far as to have their children out on the street holding signs. And I think, wow, you've got your whole family. They're Americans. ICE is not going to do anything to your children. I don't get it. I don't get how kicking out criminals from other countries who are here illegally and racism have any connection at all. I don't see it.
Well, they're always going to say racism.
Yeah, well, true. It's kind of like global warming, when in doubt.
And unprecedented.
Oh, boy, yeah, for sure. All right, coming up on 9:30, going to talk a little bit about some cold weather in Florida. You think you're going to get out of here and go to warm weather? Well, we're going to tell you different when we come back on Morning Talk.
Back with more Morning Talk with Mary Dolan and Dave Bishop. Brought to you by Pioneer Care and Fergus Falls Monument Company. After the markets on News Talk 1250 KBRF. Depend on it.
When you have a need for short-term therapy due to recent illness, injury, or surgery, you have a choice. Pioneer Short Stay offers you exceptional therapy and care in a cutting-edge setting. It feels more like a high-end hotel. A beautiful setting, well-appointed rooms and amenities, and professionals with expertise to help you get back on track. Learn more about Pioneer Short Stay online at pioneercare.org. Pioneercare.org.
What's the ox say?
Today on Hot Talk with the Ox, it's
Groundhog Day!
Hear Punxsutawney Phil make his prediction. At 3:06, meet a candidate running for Senate to replace the retiring Senator Jeff Howe. Then the news from the weekend. But like last week, who knows what the top stories will be, so the schedule is fluid. But it all starts with Heard It on Hot Talk. See you for Hot Talk with the Ox today from 2 to 5 on KBRF.
What's the ox say?
KBRFradio.com news. Get the news that matters delivered straight to your inbox. With KBRF Daily Headlines, you'll stay up to date on everything happening in your community. Sign up today and receive a roundup of the day's top stories all in one email. It's fast, convenient, and it's always free. From local updates to breaking news, KBRF brings you the headlines you need right at your fingertips. Visit KBRFradio.com and sign up for email news sent right to your inbox, delivered by Cooper's Office Supply.
This is Craig Olson. Join me every Saturday morning at 8 for the Coaches Show, presented by the Viking Cafe on News Talk 1250 KBRF. Football, basketball, soccer, hockey, volleyball, swimming, cross country. I interview area coaches to discuss the season, recap the last game, and preview upcoming games. Catch the live show at 8 on Saturday morning on News Talk 1250 KBRF and the live stream and archived shows at KBRFradio.com. Just click on Sports Streaming. The Coaches Show, presented by the Viking Cafe.
KBRF presents Where to Eat, the culinary adventure, sponsored by Dandelion and Burdock and Service Food in Fergus Falls.
Hi, I'm Zach Daniels.
And I'm Dave Bishop, your guide to the region's culinary treasures.
Join us as we explore various restaurants, uncover delicious meals, and highlight each restaurant's signature dish.
Experience diverse cuisine types, unique atmospheres, and must-try dishes. Check it out on KBRFradio.com and the Fergus Now app.
New episodes air every first Friday of the month. Where to Eat, powered by Dandelion and Burdock and Service Food of Fergus Falls.
Synthetic nitrogen prices continue to fluctuate unpredictably. So Pivot Bio launched Proven G3, a weatherproof source of nitrogen with 3 modes of action. It's the lowest cost source of nitrogen on the market, helping growers replace nearly 30 pounds of nitrogen and delivering a nearly 2 bushel per acre yield increase in over 100 nationwide trials. That's performance your corn can always count on. See real results at pivotbio.com/provenit.
Find out why the markets are moving. Get in-depth ag information with the Red River Farm Network on News Talk 1250 KBRF. Depend on it.
morning. Opening market update time here on the Red River Farm Network. I'm Tyler Donaldson. Grains markets opening today and the week's trade with a lot of red across the board. Soybeans contracts trading about 5.5 to 6 cents lower. KC wheat 11 cents lower here to start out the day. Bolt Marketing market analyst Dwayne Bussey says South American weather is being closely watched by the grains trade today.
Argentina is going to get some rain over some of the driest areas. The 1 to 5 day forecast isn't as wet as it was last week, which is fairly typical. It's really wet further out, and then it dries off a little bit in the forecast. But once again, the 6 to 10 day forecast map shows heavier rains in parts of the dry areas of Argentina. If that rain does materialize, it should put pressure on our soybean market as Brazil starts to harvest and Argentina's crop is growing.
Cattle markets starting out higher off of support from Friday's inventory report.
Yeah, that inventory report came out fairly bullish. Not far off the trade estimates, but just shows, again, that we're not expanding the herd. The calf crop is 2% smaller than the year prior, which is kind of a big deal, 2% off when you're already bullish numbers. That makes it really tight. So given a lot of support to feeders this morning, live cattle as well. Cash cattle traded like 240 in the north late last week. So you got to remember, these markets sold off on Friday fairly hard. Some concerns, like I said, about outside markets, Mexican border screwworm, things like that, and make people exit long positions for the weekend. And now they're all jumping right back in and want to be long. So really strong market there.
Reporting agriculture's business, you're listening to the Red River Farm Network.
Beef demand doesn't happen by accident. It's built one consumer choice at a time. Across the country and around the world, beef checkoff dollars are working to keep beef relevant, trusted, and on the plate. From nutrition, research, to market development, the goal stays the same, protecting demand so beef remains competitive, even when prices are high. Because strong demand helps protect long-term value for every producer. Paid for by North Dakota beef producers through the Beef Checkoff.
In fields where weeds don't back down, farmers count on Liberty Ultra Herbicide by BASF. The Liberty Lock formulation delivers stronger coverage, improved uptake, and 20% better weed control. Results Colin Ryan in north central Iowa knows well.
The Liberty Lock formulation seems to really get down, penetrate into the weed, and the performance has been great.
That's Liberty Ultra Herbicide. Consistent, proven performance. Hear more Ultramonials at libertyultramonials.com. Always read and follow label directions.
World Weather Incorporated senior meteorologist Drew Lerner is your trusted source for agricultural weather. From the northern plains,
we do expect some showers to develop and a couple of thunderstorms. The majority of the meaningful rain, though, is going to be in southern Canada.
To South America,
Buenos Aires, La Pampa, and Cordoba, but it doesn't occur until we get into next week, leaving plenty of time for changes in the forecast.
Drew Lerner, only on the Red River Farm Network. We're reporting agriculture's business. The stories that matter to you and your bottom line matter to us.
We've had a little ridge of high pressure, say a little upward bump in the jet stream.
So if you're an investor, a lot of that money can be either better utilized somewhere else or is costing you a lot more money to keep in commodities.
Many of those same clients in those states are really suffering with some issues on the rainfall shortages.
No one covers agriculture better than the Red River Farm Network. We're reporting agriculture's business.
May wheat Minneapolis down 4 cents to 587.5. Chicago May wheat's 8 1/4 lower at 537 3/4. KC wheat a dime lower, trading 534.5. March corn's down 3 1/4 to 425. March soybeans 4 1/4 lower to 1060 even. In Winnipeg, March canola is $1.80 per metric ton lower to 646.10 Canadian. February live cattle are up 302 to 238.87. March feeders are $7 higher, 367.27. February hogs are 62 cents up to 87.87. This is the Red River Farm Network.
Today on
on Hot Talk with the Ox? Uh-oh, it's
Groundhog Day!
Hear Punxsutawney Phil make his prediction. At 3:06, meet a candidate running for Senate to replace the retiring Senator Jeff Howe. Then the news from the weekend. But like last week, who knows what the top stories will be, so the schedule is fluid. But it all starts with Heard It on Hot Talk. See you for Hot Talk with the Ox today from 2 to 5 on KBRF.
What's the ox say?
When a loved one passes, we understand that honoring and preserving your family legacy matters. Hi, I'm Ryan Welly with the Fergus Falls Monument Company. Creating your everlasting memorial is our specialty, and creating and crafting them locally is all that we do. Our inventory is extensive, so costs are manageable with the almost unlimited number of designs for you to choose. Your memorial preserves your family legacy with an everlasting warranty now and forever, guaranteed. Call us, visit us online at fergusfallsmonument.com. Memorials that matter.
KBRF presents Where to Eat, the culinary adventure, sponsored by Dandelion and Burdock and Service Food in Fergus Falls.
Hi, I'm Zach Daniels.
And I'm Dave Bishop, your guide to the region's culinary treasures.
Join us as we explore various restaurants, uncover delicious meals, and highlight each restaurant's signature dish.
Experience diverse cuisine types, unique atmospheres, and must-try dishes. Check it out on KBRFradio.com and the Fergus Now app.
New episodes air every first Friday of the month. Where to Eat, powered by Dandelion and Burdock and Service Food of Fergus Falls.
News Talk 1250 KBRF. And Mary, speaking of KBRF Presents Where to Eat, one of our latest episodes was out at the American Legion. And so it's kind of a special way to get us into two Marys and a Dave today.
Absolutely. I listened into your eating frenzy out there on Friday. I heard you guys on the air talking about all the good things out at American Legion. So
you got to watch it.
I know I do have to watch it, but I was traveling, and so I was listening to it. It was fun to hear you guys talk about all the good food at the American Legion, and we say good morning to Mary. Good morning.
Good morning, guys. How's it going today?
Well, good. It sounds like the guys had more food than they could even get to when they came out to do Where to Eat. That was fun for them.
I think they did have quite a bit of food. I don't know. They went back to work that afternoon, but it's okay. I'm glad they enjoyed.
Absolutely.
It was fun having them here. Thank you so much, Dave, for all that.
Yeah, well,
of course. Thanks for joining us and hosting us.
Yeah, I'm sure it's a fun episode to watch. Like I said, I've only heard it, so I got to go back and watch it so I can see all the good food too. But anyway, Mary, it's always good to visit with you on Monday because we like to know what the week's going to look like. And, plan our meal menus based around what you guys are serving, especially for that Wednesday special.
Well, the Wednesday special this week is going to be meatloaf and cheesy potatoes.
Oh, boy.
With a vegetable and a dinner roll and a treat, of course.
Oh, boy. Well, everyone loves the cheesy potatoes, and somehow meatloaf is just feel-good food. So looking forward to that. And Mary, you're open every Wednesday through Saturday. So just in case somebody's tuned in who's new to those hours, why don't you run those down for us?
Sure. We're, like Mary said, we're open Wednesday through Saturday. Our dine-in is every Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday from 3 until 8. And carry-out is Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday from 11 to 8, and then again on Saturday from 3 until 8.
Okay.
So dine-in or carry-out, we'll take care of you.
All right. Well, meatloaf and cheesy potatoes sound pretty darn good. And now we are into February, so I'm guessing you have some brand new dessert features.
We do. We have a cherry almond layer cake, sour cream and raisin pie, kind of a favorite that's been gone for a long time, and then a peanut fudge ice cream dessert.
Ooh, they all sound great. So... And, of course, Valentine's Day will be on us before we know it, so might be a great place, actually, to take your Valentine or maybe to give a gift certificate for a meal. There's always something good cooking at the American Legion.
Yep, we're looking forward to Valentine's Day as well. We're going to have a dinner for two special with salads and dessert. And it's going to be, you can do dinner for two or dinner for one. If you're just one person wanting to celebrate, we're happy to celebrate with you. So dine-in or carry-out will be open Valentine's Day, but we're going to celebrate Valentine's Day all week long. So Wednesday through Saturday, our Valentine's special will be good, and it'll be good every day for dine-in or for carry-out, so that you can enjoy the week all week long.
Okay, well, I like that. I mean, there's birthday month, and then there's Valentine's week, right?
Right. If it gets so good, we can do Valentine's month too, but that seems like a little bit overboard.
Yeah, well, anyway, we'll enjoy it. That means you can enjoy it more than once that week. So we'll be talking a little bit more about that as Valentine's grows closer. But So meatloaf, cheesy potatoes is the Wednesday special, and those dessert features sound fabulous.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, looking forward to
I think
that.
they'll be good sellers and popular this month as well.
Okay, was it cherry almond?
Cherry almond layer cake.
Oh my goodness! I bet anything with almond in it, I'm in. That sounds
and you
really good.
You put the cherries in there too, and there's just something about that that's makes me think of that hand lotion. I think it's the Jergens hand lotion, the cherry almond. Oh,
Yes.
that stuff smells so good.
Well, anyway, I'm sure it is delicious, and we look forward to you guys doing some cooking for us this week. So, Mary, what's the number to call if we'd like to get something ordered?
Give us a call at 739-4633.
All right. Have a great week.
You as well.
All right.
Thank
bye-bye.
you.
Mary from the American Legion, our guest and sponsor on the show. Okay, so if you have decided, gosh, let's get out of this cold, let's go to Florida.
Frozen iguanas.
Sorry about that. In fact, I wrote down all these places that people go for warmth, and they are expecting extreme cold in the following: Jamaica, Belize, the Bahamas, Mexico, Florida, Haiti, Cuba, and the Dominican Republic are all having freezing cold weather. So you mentioned those iguanas falling. Well, Florida braces for the coldest conditions that they have had actually in decades. A powerful cold blast that is set to send iguanas tumbling from the trees in South Florida while driving hard freezes deep into the orange groves, forcing millions across the Sunshine State to bundle up. I saw a picture of some people standing on the beach, and they literally had like winter hats and puffy winter jackets on, like we would dress like on a day like today.
Wow.
Temperatures started to plummet this past weekend to levels not observed or experienced since 2010, 1989, 1977, and 1966. So it has happened, but not very often. Freezes during those years helped transform and shift the Florida groves that were introduced in the 1500s. And low temperatures in the mid-20s occurred in Orlando yesterday.
Whoa.
And are forecast to dip into the 20s, or were forecast for this morning as well. The last time they were in this temperature territory was in 2010. And to put the cold in long historical perspective, the all-time observed low record for any date in Orlando, anytime, as far as they can look back, is 19 degrees, and they were in the low 20s. Yeah, that's cold. So anyway, Miami, the temperature dipped down to 35 yesterday morning, and they're forecast to be that cold this morning as well. So I did see a little bit of good news in the Florida forecast, at least for southern Florida. It looks like there is a bit of a warming trend, but I looked at a couple of places. I looked at Fort Myers, and it looks like 70 is about as good as they're going to do this week. In the 50s, I know further up north, Siesta Key, I checked that one because that's where we end up going. And I think it looked like they were going to be daytime highs in the 50s all week long. So some cool weather. And I mean, when you talk about the Bahamas and the Dominican Republic and Jamaica and Belize, you just think those are places that are always warm. But
yeah,
not so. So I don't know how long that cold snap is going to last there, but it sounds like there is a bit of warm up on the way. So, but it would make you kind of sad if you went on vacation and had to wear the down jacket that you wore in Fargo to get on the plane. But anyway, speaking of Florida, there's some offbeat news in the news about a Florida man attempted to purchase Valentine's Day gifts using counterfeit currency, and guess where he was? At a strip club. Yeah.
Wow.
According to a police report, this is dated last week, he spent $300 in fake bills to buy a floral bouquet and chocolates for one of the dancers at the club. The counterfeit money was clearly marked with the word replica and included notation stating the bills were not legal tender. Wow, one to add to the stupid criminal file. And it said, it also said this on the bills, only to be used for motion pictures.
Yeah, movie money.
Yep. Club employees discovered the fake currency after he had already left the premises. I suppose it's dark in there. Authorities did not immediately indicate whether he had been arrested or charged in connection with the counterfeit money incident. Oh, boy.
$300 for chocolates and flowers for one of the strippers.
One of the strippers. My goodness. Here's another Florida story. I feel like we hear this way too often. A woman and her husband have filed a lawsuit against Orlando-based IVF Life Fertility Clinic. They gave birth to a baby who is not genetically theirs, not related to them in any way. So they say that they had allegedly used another patient's embryo during that fertility treatment. There seems like there should be some real safeguards in place, but
Yeah.
I feel like we hear that,
Quite a bit.
Quite a bit, yeah. Okay, back to the weather for a minute. I saw this too. Charlotte, North Carolina, who typically doesn't get snow much, if at all.
No.
They got dumped on by nearly a foot of snow. About 150 million people faced cold weather alerts, with temps dropping into the 20s and 30s, as we mentioned, across all of, or most of Florida. So it's cold across the board. So there's my argument for global warming or climate change or whatever they're
Yeah, there's
calling
one
it
spot that got
these
19
days.
inches in one of the Carolinas.
Oh, my gosh.
And they were talking about it on the news the other day, and Fargo hasn't even got 19 inches of this entire year.
Yeah, oh boy. Well, anyway, yeah, we seem to have been missed by all this,
We
all
got the
this
cold,
snow.
but not
and
the
we're
snow.
the people who know how to deal with it.
Yeah.
We know how to do a foot of snow. We're good at it. Catherine O'Hara died over the weekend. She was just 71. You would remember her from so many things. She was Kevin's mom on Home Alone.
Yep.
I think that's what I know her the most for.
Yep. She's also in Beetlejuice.
Beetlejuice, I think that was her breakout,
Yeah.
being in Beetlejuice. And that's where she met her husband of like 31 or 33 years. Yeah, she was in all kinds of other shows as well. And she was on Second City Television, which she co-created. She was longtime friends with Eugene Levy. So anyway, remembered, I think, most for her Home Alone films.
Yeah.
But not, it said that she succumbed to a recent illness. But I know that there had been talk at one of the more recent award shows she had shown up at and looked really frail, they said. And she was quite thin. So I don't know, there's no report on what happened. But anyway, passed away after a brief illness is what they said. So just 71 years old. So sad to see her go. She was pretty funny. Melania, there's a documentary out there. Have you seen it?
I have not seen it.
Or will you see it?
Nope.
I don't know that I will either. Anyway, did pretty well over its opening weekend. $7 million. So I want to see it almost. I'll wait till it's like.
You want to watch on a spite.
Yeah, I want to see what, it just doesn't seem like a great idea to me to do a documentary on the First Lady while your husband is still the president. I don't know. I suppose there's a lot of thought behind it, but anyway. But there is a thriller out there called Send Help. Just to give you a little bit of benchmark here, that one opened number one with $20 million, and Melania earns $7 million.
Now, the number 2 movie is kind of interesting, too, and it was actually made and directed by a YouTuber, and it's now number 2 on the charts, and Derek actually saw it over the weekend and actually knows a little bit about it, so let's go to our movie expert.
Okay.
Yeah, so Iron Lung came out. It was written, directed, produced, distributed by a YouTuber known as Markiplier. And it's kind of incredible that it also passed Melania, and they were trying to see if they could get it to beat Send Help because they're both thriller movies. So it was kind of interesting to see whether, this production that has no studio like at all, like you don't have any Disney or Warner Brothers or Universal. None of those are backing or distributing this movie. It was all just this guy and his team.
Wow.
And it was a pretty good movie.
Was it?
Yeah, it had a $3 million budget, and first day it was $9 million.
Oh boy.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Okay. And it was even playing in town here.
Really?
I think it says a lot that something coming from a YouTuber was playing in the theater. It wasn't like a local person.
Sure. Wow. Okay. Well, I haven't seen I have not found any great movies to watch lately. I haven't been to the theater for a really long time. But, so did you see that one in the theater?
Yep.
Okay.
We went and saw it last night. Okay. I will warn anyone thinking about seeing it. It is a thriller, and it does take place in an ocean of blood. So.
Oh. That sounds awful.
Yeah, it's a
well, thanks for the heads
dystopian.
up. I don't need to see that one. But thanks for the review. All right.
I mean, the main thing was no studio, no nothing. Just this one guy just said, "Hey, you know what?
So just
I'm gonna make a movie."
imagine the money that they made.
Yeah, that's amazing, though. It's just crazy, though.
Okay. Well, speaking of amazing and crazy, you led me into the next story. There's a raccoon that was found as a stowaway in a car that was shipped.
Ooh.
So customs officials actually in Belarus discovered an unexpected passenger when they inspected a car shipped from the United States in a shipping container. The raccoon was found sleeping on the vehicle's dashboard. Oh my gosh, never wake a sleeping raccoon. After the container arrived by ship, authorities immediately transported the animal to a vet station for care and evaluation. The raccoon, now they gave it a name, Senya, has shown a healthy appetite and friendly behavior during his stay.
Lies.
They're not always very friendly. It said that he is friendly and well-mannered. They said that he enjoyed chicken eggs but has expanded his diet to include crab sticks and fresh grapes. The animal will remain in quarantine until February 3rd, when officials will determine his permanent home. They are considering two options for his future placement at the Grodno Zoo or relocation to a forest. So,
behold, the American trash panda goes to Belarus.
Yeah, exactly. Sounds like a movie on its own.
Yes.
Here is a guy, and he drove 16 hours through major snowstorms from Wisconsin to Philadelphia just to retrieve his beloved dog. The dog's name is Sippy, who had been missing for 4 years. The Animal Care and Control team of Philly found the stray dog earlier this month and discovered that she was microchipped, which identified her as the pet reported missing in the same city area in 2022. Sippy disappeared when she ran off while the family was bringing groceries into their house. After losing his dog, he moved to Wisconsin, but kept the microchip information updated, hoping she would eventually be found. The owner made the cross-country journey during severe winter weather, as we've been watching over the weekend, to bring his pet home. That was incredible, he said. She is my best friend, and now she is home and safe after 4 years.
I would have waited for the storm to go by.
I think I may have too. I mean, it had been 4 years. Who wants to drive in that? Speaking of driving in crappy weather, we were coming back on Saturday night from Moorhead after a day-long basketball tournament, and right by Barnesville. Barnesville is so famous for having the worst weather right around their two exits off Interstate 94. And we were going along, we weren't driving fast by interstate speeds, probably 55-ish, maybe 60. And and all of a sudden hit a patch of ice. And thank heaven, and to think now that everybody from Fergus Falls that was at this tournament is behind us probably. There was a long string of cars behind us, and thankfully nobody on either, on the other side of the interstate, because we spun in both sides, both lanes, and ended up over on the shoulder. And I was bracing for a roll because that's what it looked like was going to happen. And somehow John steered us out of it. And but
did he have his cruise control on?
No.
Okay.
But that is a couple of things. Don't have your cruise control on when winter weather is like it was. And it was really blowing and drifting. And I think it just was some of that black ice or blow ice or whatever you call it, that we just hit a patch at the wrong time. And, thankfully he just took his foot off the gas and tried not to oversteer. And we stayed on the road, thank heaven. But it was pretty scary. So be careful about that potential black ice out there, because we did have a lot of blowing and drifting over the weekend.
Yeah.
So could be, and again, do not use your cruise.
I remember when I used to live over by Hillcrest. I used to live kind of one of the apartments like right next to Hillcrest. I think it was like West Side Drive or something like that.
Yep.
And I had a Tempo, and my tires were bad. And I this is how I knew I needed to change my tires. There was a spot on Elcott where it did a little double dip, and it caused my car to spin.
Oh boy!
So every time I'd be driving home, it'd spin. And one of my friends was like, "You seem way too calm about this." I'm like, "Well, it happens almost every day." He's like, "Get tires."
Yeah.
I'm like, "Yeah, I probably should get new tires."
I know. You really should, but they're expensive too. So
They are.
I know. Well, anyway, and just one headline. I love this. Survey shows that pet owners prioritize animal needs over their own and their personal spending. I think a lot of people do.
I've had some expensive vet bills.
Fido comes first, I guess. Although, remember, we had that pet name thing last week.
Nobody
the
calls
story.
it Fido.
Nobody names their dog Fido anymore. What's wrong with Fido? Or Lassie? Or what was the other one that went away? Spot. Yeah. Oh, my goodness. All the classics are no more, I guess. All right. Coming up on 10 o'clock, that is going to wrap it up. Our show today and every day brought to us by Pioneer Care and by Fergus Monument Company. Have a great day.